everybody asking. My nigga Lil Troy hit the bank, said he need cash. Seen him on the news, I guess he forgot the ski mask. Strippers is celebrities, Instagram's a lick. Niggas ranting about gay, cause ignorance is bliss. Shorty changing food stamps just to get hot. Listening to Stevie.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. We've got what I think is a really interesting review for you guys, because this is a fragrance that I've been wanting to try ever since my buddy Greggy Boy over in the UK did a video about this. This fragrance is called the Yuqawam from a house called Rasasi. And I was really close to getting Tuscan Leather because for me, it's one of the only two Tom Ford private blends worth owning for me. Oud Wood is a complete fucking masterpiece. That was my first and only current Tom Ford private blend. I also really like Tobacco Vanille, but if you saw my video a while back on Tobacco 1812, you know that I found quite a cheap alternative. I would buy Amber Absolute, but not for the prices now online, and I just don't love anything else from them enough. Neroli Portofino was great, but I like Bergamoto Marina better. I don't love Noir Noir. I actually like Rouge Avignon better. I gotta give Costa Azura a better look. I have mixed feelings on that so far. But Tuscan Leather, I think, is just beautiful and the most elegant leather scent that I've come across. Not dirty, pure Distance M, Hermes Bellamy leather, but like an expensive Armani leather jacket or Mercedes interior. And Greggy Boy 76, I really trust him because we have similar tastes. He did a video and said he liked this better than Tuscan Leather because he found it easier to wear. So I looked for it in the US and couldn't find it until I found a website called Universal Perfumes and Cosmetics in Kuwait. They had it for $83 for 75 ml and a $6 shipping fee, but it was going to take 2 to 4 weeks for me to get it. What the fuck, I said, and I went with it, and I got it in 2 weeks, so not so bad. So let's get into a review. This came out in 2012 from the House of Rasasi, which there is not much information on. I know they were founded in 1979 by a gentleman named Abdul Razak Kalaskar in Dubai. His 6 sons now run this company. I guess they have a retail center in Dubai that does very well, and a separate line for women called Blue Lady, which does exceptionally well. And they have in the Middle East 150 showrooms, and they export fragrances to over 50 countries. Now, this one was a 2012 release. It comes in a 75 ml bottle with EDP concentration. It retails for $83, and your notes on it are thyme, saffron, and raspberry at the top, jasmine, artemisia, and olabanum in the middle, and leather, suede, amber, and woodsy notes in the base. Now, as far as your presentation goes, it blows Tuscan Leather out the box. You get a beautiful wooden box with this magnetic closure. So how cool is that? Like, seriously. And your fragrance can just sit right in there. The box is gorgeous. It really is, and you can tell it's real wood. The bottle is heavy, feels like ceramic to me. Could be metal. La Yuqawam pour Homme and a leaf. I don't know why the leaf is there. Rasasi is engraved into the wooden cap. It has a gold atomizer. And it sprays fabulously. So they killed it in terms of presentation on this one. For under $100 retail, this is one of the best presentations I've ever seen, without a doubt. It's amazing. Now, let's talk about this fragrance. There's a rumor you guys might have heard about, might not have, basically saying that Tuscan Leather smells like cocaine. Well, guys, guess what? I met some guy somewhere one time who had some cocaine, and let's put it like this. I was able to smell them side by side, and I'm just very quickly going to say, from what I believe, I can assure you, I think people who watch my reviews know that I tell the truth. You'll read my interview on piazzalife.com. I'll just talk it, man. I was about that life a very long time ago, and I will say the Tuscan Leather, from what I can ascertain, smells very close to cocaine. Why that is, I don't know. Probably something to do with a molecule of some sort, but they are very similar. And anyone who's telling you that they're not, well, then you know right there they're lying. They have no sort of olfactory skills, or they were getting lactose or Novocaine, which does happen. It's a dirty game when it comes to slanging those things. But it does smell like cocaine. But what does that smell like to someone who's not Jordan Belfort or George Jung? Well, in 1991, my father had a brand new SL Benz. It was silver outside, and it had this beautiful, lush, and soft burgundy leather. And that's what this, and Tuscan Leather, smells like to me. It's that new interior smell. Just imagine the smell of like a brand new, really well made leather jacket with literally a touch of raspberry and saffron. And without that touch, I do agree that Tuscan leather would be too much. It would be, I think, probably too hard to pull off. But what that raspberry note does here in Tuscan leather is it softens it up to make it very inviting and something that I feel is very easy to pull off. It makes it a wearable and enjoyable scent. This to me is one of those fragrances that last a perfect amount of time, 8 to 10 hours, and will project for about 6 to 7. So certainly no complaints on performance from this one. I would say this is more masculine, but women could definitely pull this off, as leather is a pretty sexy smell in general. I think this isn't your stereotypical work scent. You could pull it off from work, but where I think you really want to give this is shine is out at night, whether that be with your girl or on a date or out with your boys. This fragrance really is at its best on cold nights, and the better dressed you are, the better dressed it will come off. It really does sort of work like that. Now, with all of that said, how does this stack up to Tuscan leather? It stacks up pretty well. It's not exactly the same. It's a little bit weaker. I don't get quite the performance. It doesn't have as much raspberry and or saffron. It sort of is just more about really clean leather. But there is no way I would buy Tuscan leather now that I have this. No way at all. And smell them side by side and let me know what you think. I'm very interested to hear other people's opinions. To me, this is close. It's close enough that I don't think anyone should buy Tuscan leather, to be honest with you. Again, Tuscan leather is better. I'm not going to deny that, but this is really, really, really close. It's just missing a pinch of the oomph and the sweetness and the rounded out softness that Tuscan leather has, which might make this a little bit more wearable, but I think that Tuscan leather is a better composed fragrance. I think this is a fantastic scent. It's one of the most, Tuscan leather is a very original scent. Obviously this isn't Tuscan leather, but this was a really original concept in making a sort of sweet, soft leather. Now, as far as Tom Ford fragrances go in general, you really don't have to pay Tom Ford prices for Tom Ford fragrances. There's some you do, but there are others out there that you can get that are going to come close for you. This is one, as I said, Bergamotto Merino is one, Rouge Avignon is one. I'm not trying to take Tom Ford's money. I just think those fragrances for the most part are overpriced, and there are counterparts that you can get cheaper. And this certainly is one of them. It's just not quite there, but it will last 8 hours. Tuscan leather will probably last 10. If I had to rate this, and I guess I do have to rate this, I'd give this a 7 out of 10. I'd give Tuscan leather a 9. And the only reason I would knock 2 points off of this is, one, straight up it's a copy, so I really can't give it a point for originality. And the other one is it doesn't perform quite as well, as I said, as Tuscan leather, and it's not quite the scent that Tuscan leather is. But if you want a niche leather that's going to stay on your skin for a while, that's going to get you compliments, check out the Yuqawam if you can find it. If not, go with Tuscan leather, because you're not gonna fuck up by buying either of these. I'll tell you that much. But if you have any more questions about the Yuqawam, please email me. Let me know. I'll see what I can do to help. But this is a great scent. I want to thank Greggy Boy for putting me on to this, and I'll see you guys.
New 7 Series Charcoal, great beamer, Joe Crack, dope boy, nigga, Don Carter, Gina. All the 6s we collect, bitches we can sex. Phone still tapped, so it's best to send a text. Go and do a bid back home.